evening. I hereby call this regular meeting of Nacogdoches ISD Board of Trustees to order. Let the record show that a quorum is present and a notice of this meeting was posted as required by Texas Open Meeting Act. Board member Ms. Mindy Winslow is unable to attend, and Reverend James Irvin will be late. Thank you for joining us tonight. First order of the day or night is the business conduct executive session. The board will now conduct an executive closed session to discuss items posted on our agenda pursuant to the following provisions of Texas Open Meeting Act and as allowed by Texas Government Code sections 551.071, 551.072, 551.074, 551.076, 551.089, and 551.129. No voting will take place in the closed meeting. Any action the board wishes to take as the result of discussions in closed session will take place after the board reconvenes in open session. It is now time 5:01. We should be back 6 o'clock. Good evening. The board is now reconvening into open session, and time is 6:04. At this time, I would ask Dr. Groman to give us tonight's invocation.
Let's pray. Almighty God, we thank you for your blessings and your mercy. We thank you that you've given us the ability to think and act intelligently. We thank you for those who are here with us tonight in this building and those that are on the internet with us. We pray that we together might be builders along with all those in this community. We thank you for those that build into the hearts of our children and form their minds and their hearts to be in your image. We pray this in the name of the Prince of Peace. Amen.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, I ask Principal of Margie Chumley Academy for Success, Ms. Roxanne Lathan, will introduce students.
Good evening, President Niraman, board members, and Superintendent Trujillo. We have with us a few of our students. Now, mind you, we have some students who are parents, so they could not join us, and we have other students who work, and they could not join us. But I am so thankful that Mace Carr is with us this evening, and Nicholas Russell, and his dad brought him. There you go. And we have Joseph Davis. Young man, please come forward, and let's say the pledge. Please stand and join us. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I pledge to the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank the parents for bringing the students.
I also wanted to say one thing. We do have a graduate here. Mace Carr graduated today.
Oh, boy.
Thank you, Ms. Lathan. This portion of our meeting, we will recognize NHS Dragon Band, and the honor goes with Mr. Les Landberger.
Thank you, President Niraman, board members, Dr. Trujillo. Just as sure as the sun rises in the east, every year around this time, we're going to celebrate the Nacogdoches High School Marching Band for earning straight ones one more time at the marching contest. I think it's the 43rd time since 1980. I mean, just remarkable. And one thing I want to mention as well, it's not just because they show up and go out there. It's because of weeks and months of marching, and at the same time that the football team is going through its hot summer practices, the band's going through its hot summer practices too. So this year they advanced on to the state military marching band contest, and where they placed 6th in the state. So just a remarkable effort this year. I'm going to ask Mr. Weems, Jacob Weems, our director, to come up here, and he's got some students with him. And I'm going to turn this over to him. Mr. Weems?
Thank you all for having us here tonight. We really appreciate, I appreciate the opportunity to recognize these kids and all of the work that they've done. What we've had about 4 months of school now, and they've done a year's worth of work, it seems like, already. And like I told them the other day, sometimes we get so caught up, we're always on to the next thing and the next performance, the next thing, and we don't get enough time to stop and praise them for the job they just did a week ago, because they're doing something else the next week. So these kids have been working hard. They gave up pretty much half of their summer to, these are our band officers, our leadership, They came up 2 weeks into July, and the band hall was still, from the flood, we were still getting all that ready. Half the band hall still wasn't even workable yet. They never said a word, got everything ready. It was like it never even happened. These kids have done a remarkable job. And let's go down, I guess we'll go down the row and introduce yourselves and tell them what you are.
I'm Tyde Butler, and I'm a senior, and I play the flute. Oh, and I'm captain for the crew.
Hello, I'm Juan Perez. I'm a senior, and I play trombone, and I'm vice president.
Adrian Balista, I'm a senior, and I'm president and drum major.
Jesus Trejo, clarinet, treasurer.
Audrey Smith, French horn, quartermaster.
Taylor Hart, clarinet, librarian.
Anna Gutierrez, I play the baritone, and I'm quartermaster and historian.
I'm Ashley Hernandez. I'm a senior, I play the piccolo, and I'm the secretary.
My name is Trinity Caldwell. I play clarinet, and I'm head twirler.
I'm Janaya Teal. I play the clarinet, and I'm historian.
I'm Nicholas Rocha. I am a senior. I play tuba, and I am also captain of the low crew.
And just real quick, they say these jobs, and it may not mean a whole lot to you. These two on the ends are low crew captains. They are in charge of loading all the equipment, getting it from point A to B for every game, every performance. They have a huge job. This guy right here is in charge of assigning all instruments, checking them out to all the kids, keeping them organized where everything is. This guy, drum major, is in charge of the whole band on the field at all times, and he's band president, so he's part of every crew. This one right here, Jesus, is in charge of keeping track of all of our horn repair and fees and stuff like that. Then our quartermasters are in charge of outfitting the entire band with uniforms. They size every kid. They put, so you can imagine 200 kids, they're trying to get all their uniforms correct and keep up with everything, every little part of their uniform. And then Taylor Hart right here, one of our librarians, has a monumental task of copying music for 200 kids, times about, 12 or 15 pieces of music per kid. And then, when a kid loses music, which never happens, right? She gets to fix all that for us. Then, of course, our historians as well are in charge of taking pictures and making sure that we have a record of the whole year and our slideshow. And then Ashley here has the huge task of taking roll for 200 kids every single day and does it within about 5 to 10 minutes every day, which is insane. And then, of course, our head twirler is in charge of all of our twirlers. And these kids have been an amazing group of leaders, and without them, our band would not be nearly as successful. They are the core of our band, and they're kind of our spirit leaders on the field, and they really help us through everything. We're very proud of these kids. October 14th, we had our region marching contest, and like they said, they did a great job at region, got straight ones, and then we went on to state on October 24th in Waco. They got to see the huge Baylor Stadium, which is phenomenal, and got to perform there. That's probably the biggest place we've ever performed ever. So it was a super neat experience, and the kids had an amazing time, and we're very honored to have been there. So thank you all very much.
Mr. Williams?
Yes, sir.
I was hired in '82, and that was the year that Mr. Haygood started too.
Correct.
Since then, we had excellent group of young men and young ladies in the band. I shared a lot of those band students in my program.
Absolutely.
They were most wonderful, eligible, very, I say, decent. And I always witness, after performing at home games, everyone helped loading and unloading.
Right.
I admired them. I always did.
Absolutely. I feel like I'm lucky every day because I get to teach the best kids in the world. They're awesome. We have a great time every day. I push them hard every day, but we have a great time doing it. And these kids they just thrive They love playing difficult music, and they love having difficult marching, and they're just amazing. They're awesome at it.
And I may say you, Mr. Haygood, and Mr. Wells are cut out of the same cloth.
I appreciate that.
I would like to say something to each one of you. You are a model for other people of excellence and resilience and effort. That means sweat. When y'all didn't have a place to march because of what was going on, resurfacing and the making a new playing field, you adapted. That's resilience. What you're doing is setting the stage for all that are going to be behind you. Look over there at McMichael. They're looking at you and envy you. They don't know how hard it is yet. But you've shown them success is addictive, right? You want it for yourself and you want it for those who follow you. You'll never know what you've done for us this year in the resilience of the difficulties you started this marching season and you still excelled. Even with more complex marching patterns, I enjoy watching you every time I go. Everybody knows we win halftime every game. So I just want to thank you and think about that. You're an individual, but you're a living organism called the Mighty Golden Dragon Marching Band, and that will last your lifetime.
Mr. Weems, if you allow me for a moment, first of all, guys, thank you so much for what you did for the veterans. I was at the parade, and you touched a lot of lives that day because that was it was a little cool that day, and y'all marched. And the thing is that we heard you coming before you even made the corner. So first and foremost, and I know I've got a veteran back there that was actually at the parade. I saw him down there, and thank you all for that. I also want to, sometimes when you're so close to it, you don't see it, but as parents and people from the school districts, I'm going to take you back to Texarkana. Remember, we were up at it's Texas High, right? Mm-hmm. Did you see what the fans were doing at the home side? Where y'all were coming out? That's because you're that good. Okay? The key is to get a standing ovation in that stadium. They saw something in each and every one of y'all, and what you all did is you went out there and you left everything on the field. And I'm so proud of watching you all. Andrew, you gave me a lot to brag about, okay? When you were in Waco, when y'all were in Waco, all of y'all did well. You did really well, okay? I was real surprised why y'all didn't go any further than you did, okay? But anyway, in my heart, in the hearts of people around you, you guys won, okay? But what really put the exclamation point was Andrew, okay? Because all of those drum majors came out, and some of them had 3 and 4 drum majors. And Andrew was out there by himself.
This is Adrian, here.
Adrian. Okay, Adrian, I'm sorry. Adrian, you were out there by yourself, okay? How long had you practiced that whole thing you were doing?
Probably 5 minutes.
Okay, you could tell, because when you went out there and you took those 2 steps out and they introduced Nacogdoches High School, I looked at you and I looked at all of y'all sitting over there by the side, and you guys had just gone crazy when you saw him going out there doing all those different funky moves he was doing. But it was almost as if you were 3 or 4 people, and you were out there making them know, yes, we're Nacogdoches, and you did Nacogdoches High School proud. And I know why you are the lead, and I know why you are the drum major. You have very crisp moves. Half the time you're going the opposite direction than everybody else. So whoever follows your steps, whoever follows your lead, you've left some big shoes to fill, okay? And Mr. Weems, without you, this group of band would not do the amazing things. The late hours, showing up, and yes, the band put up where they're going, but you had to coordinate a lot of that. No band hall. They're redoing the parking lot. The sprinklers are on the grass field. All the things that are going on, but you and your team did a tremendous job of doing that, and a tremendous kudos to you and your leadership with the folks. Can you share with the folks, because I know some of them are going to expect to see you at the Christmas parade. Can you explain to folks why you will not be there?
The day of the Christmas parade is the day of middle school all-region tryouts for our entire Region 21. All the band directors go to that, and it's also the day of orchestra clinic and concert for our high school kids. And just by the way, was that last night? Yeah. That was last night.
Okay.
We had a competition last night, and it feels like it was 3 days ago. But these two guys both made the all-region orchestra and both gained area chairs. We had 6 or 5 area chairs gained last night. So both of these guys will be playing with the Region 21 and Region 4 combined orchestra that day. So I'll be with those guys, and the rest of the band directors will be at judging middle school all-region contest in Jacksonville Middle School.
Wonderful. I just wanted to make sure to put that out there because the Christmas parade is a big deal, and the city is rerouting that whole parade because it gets longer and larger every year. But one of the things that I know is they look for the Nacogdoches Band, and I want to make sure that people know that they're not going to be there, but they're going to be doing something that's very, very important that day.
Right.
So,
and also, just as an aside, we also want to recognize Juan Perez again. Not only did he make first chair trombone last night at orchestra, but this past Monday, he had another event where he was first chair trombone for the region jazz band as well.
Wow.
So,
congratulations.
They've had a very busy fall, learning a bunch of music and doing a bunch of competitions so far. So.
Congratulations.
We appreciate you
We're
all
proud.
so much.
Thank you.
And it's not Andrew.
Adrian. He's always been a great, he and Emma started the diapers together also. He's a great kid.
They truly are wonderful kids. I did too.
I had Jacob as a freshman.
Really?
Having a sixth grader band, I know most of the kids who played for, yeah.
All right. Okay, guys, right here on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I think we need to give these kids a standing ovation.
Yeah. Hey guys, just as you're walking out, just so you're aware, I just heard something interesting. Your teacher, Mr. Wings, this was his freshman teacher.
Now you've got everyone knowing how old I am.
She was only 15.
Yes.
It was also my 4th grade.
You're kidding. You were one of those.
That's great.
See, you learned.
Good.
And now we have superintendent's report and announcements.
Thank you, President Rashid and Board. On Tuesday, Nacogdoches area professionals and NHS career and technical education staff, they shared information and ideas Tuesday during the CTE Advisory Board meeting at the Malcolm Rector Center for Advanced Careers and Innovation. This annual meeting is an opportunity for business leaders and industry experts to provide valuable input for NISD staff about job opportunities and needs in the city and in this county. Looking around at the CTE Center Tuesday, I was reminded just how many partnerships we have around the community and how important that is to our district. Coy, our Director of College and Career Readiness, and her staff do a wonderful job setting up the advisory board meeting and maintaining those relationships with area employers. It was a great night, and I'm glad to be part of it. I don't know if Coy's here, but trying to see? Nope, I don't see her out there. Along those same lines, last week, juniors and seniors in Nacogdoches High School got to hear from more industry professionals and the community as part of the discussion panel for students preparing to enter the workforce. During these 3 sessions held in NHS Auditorium, guidance and advice were given to future applicants on how to best approach an interview setting, as well as the best practices once they're on the job site. These sessions are for students both preparing to enter the workforce after graduation or go on to college. I can't begin to stress how important this is for our students, and to hear from some of the people that they were very well impressed and very well in the interview process within the coming months in the coming years that they'll be able to do as they're moving forward. I met today with NISD community ambassadors, the very folks that this board gives an opportunity to come out, and I see one ambassador in the audience. And so it was a great day today, and we moved closer to wrapping up another cohort. We heard some great presentations from principals, and with regards to the topic today, we also had presentations from the support. It was basically a wraparound services that was provided for our team. I greatly enjoyed our monthly meetings with our ambassadors, and next month, I'll have them all here at the board meeting as a wrap-up final award in recognition for our ambassadors. So to the board, let's prepare to look for the next two as we plan for the next school year. Tomorrow, a number of East Texas superintendents and school leaders will be in town to receive a legislative update from Deanne Lee and with Raise Your Hand Texas. This will be an important opportunity to hear how things are going down in Austin tomorrow. House lawmakers will be back in session to discuss the latest legislative-related issues to school funding and vouchers. It's vital that we as school leaders remain engaged in this process as it moves forward. Lots of things are happening in the coming days that could long influence the direction of public education. I look forward to meeting with my fellow school leaders and hearing from Deanne, who is a candid and enthusiastic supporter of public school setting. We do have a few of the board members that will be there. If you're going to be there tomorrow, can you raise your hand? And that way the community knows we're going to have our own representation there and participating in that process. And finally, just a reminder that the district will be closed next week for the Thanksgiving holiday. I know our teachers and staff are ready for some time to rest up and prepare for their final push into the end of the year in the fall semester when we come back. The work that has been done this fall has been phenomenal, and I'm proud of the campuses, the teachers, and the administrators and the staff. And so to our families, I say get some time and get some rest. Also, to our families that are traveling, to our staff that's traveling, please travel with the greatest care. We want you to come back healthy and prepared for the spring. If family are coming to you, our prayers go out to those individuals that are traveling to you. We want all the roads to be safe as folks are making their ways to and from their destination. So President Fashin and board, with that, that's my presentation to you.
Well, thank you, sir. Now we are on public hearing. We will now proceed with the public hearing on a Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas, or better said, FIRST, F-I-R-S-T report. After the presentation, there will be an opportunity for the members of the audience to make comments. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes each and must be related to FIRST, or Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas only. Ms. Wendy Cox, Director of Finance.
Yes, good evening, President Newman, board members, and Superintendent Trujillo. I'm going to go over the first report. The first report is primarily to achieve quality performance in the management of school districts' financial resources, a goal made more significant due to the complexity of accounting associated with Texas school finance systems. Designed to encourage Texas public schools to manage their financial resources in such a way to provide a maximum allocation possible for direct instructional purposes. The school FIRST rating is based upon an analysis of staff and student data reported for the 22-23 school year and the budgetary and actual financial data for the financial school year ending June 30th of 22. The school FIRST rating system rated the district based on scores received from 20 separate performance indicators. Each performance indicator was designed to assess the quality of the financial management of the district's resources. These are the different types of ratings. So you could do an A is superior, B is above standard, C is meet standard, and F is substandard achievement. Nacogdoches ISD rated superior, rating 96 out of 100 points. The indicator number 4 is timely payments, which we got a 95. Indicator number 6 is average change in fund balance, which we got a 89. Indicator number 16 is our PEMS, which is an 89. Indicator number 17 is material weakness, which we got a 79. Oh, the max points was 79, I'm sorry. And indicator 20 was the property values and tax decisions, which the max is 89. Indicator 1 and 2 is we passed number 1, which was the complete annual financial report and data submitted to TA within 30 days of the November 27th deadline. And number 2 was there's an unmodified opinion is the highest assurance you can receive from the independent external auditor. Number 3, the school district is in compliance with the payment terms of all debt agreements at financial year end. Number 4 is the school district did timely payments to TRS, TWC, the IRS, and other government agencies. Number 6 was the fund balance, the average change in fund balance over the 3 years less than 25% decrease, and we increased by almost 18%. Okay. Number 7 was the number of days of cash on hand and current investments in the general fund for the school district sufficient to cover operating expenses. And we had to have 90 days of cash, and we have 177 days of cash on hand. Number 8, we received, you have to have greater than 3 ratio, and we almost have a 5 for our short-term debt. And then for number 9, the revenue equality, it exceeds 11 million for Nacogdoches. Number 10 was the average less than 10% variance. This one was not rated this year, but we did pass last year. Number 11 was ratio of long-term liabilities for assets, and we have to have less than a 1 ratio, and we have less than 0.5. Number 12 was debt per 100 of assessed property values ratios sufficient. And Ours is slightly above to get max points, so we received an 8 points on that one. 13 was district administration cost ratio equal to or less than the threshold ratio, and you have to have less than 10% to get max points, and ours is slightly above. Did the district not have a 15% decline in students to staff ratio over the last 3 years? This was not rated this year, but it was, we got max points last year. 15 was also not rated this year. And did the comparison of Public Education Information Management System, which is our PEIMS, data to like information in the district result in a total variance of less than 3%? And it did. Number 17, did the external independent auditors indicate the AFR was free of the incidents of material weakness? And they did. And free of incidents of material compliance, and yes, we got max point on that, those two. Did the district post the required financial information on our website? And all of our information that is required is on our website. And the board, did the board member, school board members discuss the district's property values at the board meeting within 120 days prior to district adopting the budget? And we did. This is an overview of our indicators and our scores for the last 2 years. And this is our ratings, historic ratings. So, happy dance. We get a happy dance. I wanted to inform that all of this information will be posted on our website. For anyone that needs, would like to look at more details, they are welcome to. This is an overview of, for the 12 months period ending in June 30th for reimbursements for superintendents and the board members. And we did not have any cost amounts reported for outside compensation or fees received by the superintendent for professional consulting or other professional services. And gifts received by executive officers and board members that had a total economic value of over 250 or more. Okay. We did not have any executive officers or board members with these gifts. $69,000 was reported for the 12-month period ending June 30th of 2022 for transactions between the school district and the board members.
Okay. Are there any members of the audience that have any questions or comments? Do I have to repeat that? If it's not, this concludes the public hearing. Thank you. Now we go to public comment. We did not receive anyone for public comment. However, if anyone's interested to address the board or make a comment in future meetings, the instructions how to sign are listed or posted with the meeting notice. Okay, we are in a consent agenda. Unless removed from the consent agenda, all items listed will be acted with one motion. If there is a board member who wishes to discuss an item on the consent agenda separately, please indicate the agenda letter, and it will be set aside for further discussion and independent votes. Board? If it's not, I seek a motion.
I'll make a motion that we accept the consent agenda as shown.
Mr. Montoya makes the motion. I need a second.
A second.
Dr. Groman makes the second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Oppose the same sign. Motion carries. Okay, now we're on discussion and action agenda. We have two items on the discussion and action portion of this agenda tonight. First, there is no action resulting in the executive closed session discussion. Next, or two, consideration of annual school district audit for fiscal year 22-2023. Again, Ms. Wendy Fox.
I just wanted to say that good evening, President Nirman, board members, and Superintendent Trio. Sorry about that. I just want to introduce our auditor, Darla Deer.
And good evening. I'm happy to be here. I always look forward to doing this presentation. You always have such a great representation from your student body, and it is so hard to follow. Every time I come in here, I go, wow, I wish I could have done that first because I'm going to be so boring after that. But I'll go through my three most important pages, and then, of course, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. If you'll flip to page 7, and I'm going on by the PDF, the printed page, so I don't know if y'all have the printed versions or it's on your computer, but it's going to be page 7 at the bottom. This is our opinion letter. It's where we issue opinion on the audit. You've received an unmodified opinion, which that is the highest level of assurance that you can receive, that there are no material misstatements and all disclosures have been made according to generally accepted accounting principles. So great job on that. We're going to flip over, and this is going to be on page 30 of the printed page. And we'll look at the general fund column, looking at total revenues, $62,937,825. And then coming down to line 6030, where your total expenditures are, that's $56,789,924. At that point, you've got an excess of revenues over your expenditures of $6,147,901. In that next little section, you'll see you had a transfer out of $9,825,854. That transferred over to your capital projects fund, and we'll go back and look at that fund, but I just wanted to point out that's where that transfer was at. Leaving you a net change, which was a use of fund balance of $3,677,953, ending fund balance of $42,966,788. So I realized that was a use of fund balance that you had on there, but still looking at that bottom line on the fund balance, you still got a very healthy fund balance. Looking down through the capital projects, if you're looking at that transfer in, it looks like you had construction cost of the $8,277,840. leaving you an ending fund balance in that fund of $17,578,506. So just wanted to point out where that big transfer went to, so everybody is following that part. We'll flip over to page 77, and we'll take a look at the budget. Now, what we're comparing is the actual expenditures to the final budget, and then we're looking at the variance on that right-hand column. So if you're looking in your expenditures, you'll notice all of those are positive variances, meaning that the expenditures, the actual came in under budget for what you actually budgeted for. If you're looking on that total expenditure line item, you'll see that you budgeted $69,908,829 for your final expenditures, but they actually came in at $56,789,924. That means that you came in under budget by about $13 million, and leaving you in that column, going ahead and coming on down, then you'll see that in the actual column, that's where that use of the $3,677,000 was at. But if you look at the left-hand column, that right where the final budget column is at, and you're comparing those two, your net change was projected to be $17 million use of fund balance, but it is only $3,600,000. So that left you with a positive variance there with that $13,520,000. So all in all, very good on budget. Now, that's the three most important pages, but I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Board, you all have any questions? Okay. I need a motion for approval, right? If not, I seek a motion.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the report of the annual school district audit for fiscal year 2022-2023 at this
Okay.
time.
Motion is by Ms. Abt. I need a second.
Second.
Okay, second by Reverend Pickthall. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. And again, if anybody needs anything, just reach out. We'll be always happy to help.
Thank you.
Coach Bashir, just real quick, so that we kind of put a bookend with this, is you get the superior rating, you get the audit that's there presented. One thing to note is that we are in great company. About 88% of the school districts in our region received that superior rating. So we are in the company of doing some tremendous work and tremendous accountability when it comes to the financial responsibilities. So just wanted to make sure to put that out there, that we're in the company of 88% of the districts in Region 7. So wanted to make sure to share that with you.
Thank you. Okay, folks, that's what time everybody's waiting on. I'll take a motion for adjourn.
Mindy's not here. A motion, we adjourn.
Need a second?
I'll second, I guess.
Okay. All in favor, indicate saying aye. Opposed? We adjourn.